welcome along to another video. This here is a Tropicana, a Canna Tropicana, and it's been in this pot now for about 2 years, but this pot is about 7 years old, and it's one of my, I always thought it was one of my tougher pots until I put this canna into it a couple of years ago. Now if I turn it round, you can see what the problem is straight away. The canna has literally grown through the pot. It's not stopped growing, it's just kept going and going and going, and it's split the pot. Now this pot is probably 1/4 of an inch thick, and it's no match for the canna. So it's now time to actually repot the canna. Now what I don't have is a pot big enough to put the whole canna straight into it. So what I'm going to have to do is take my trusty old kitchen knife and chop it straight in half. Now, as I've said in my previous video, this is really not the time to start splitting up cannas. You know, I much prefer to do it in the spring or even the autumn, because this is it's in full growth. It's putting shoots out everywhere. But anyway, it needs to be repotted on, and it needs to be split into at least 2, maybe 3. So let's get on with it then. These were the old flower stalks, and they're sort of more or less in the middle of the pot. They like to move about, and they spread. So straight down the middle. As you can see, I've inevitably gone through a rhizome there. That probably won't make it, that'll probably rot off. Here's last year's flower stem. So here we have two halves of the same plant. Now in this one we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we've got 6 main shoots on that one, and on this one slightly more. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 11 on that one. So I do have one big pot, and I'm going to put this one straight into it. For now, that one can go back into there. Now this pot here, it had a dead banana in it, so I've taken the banana out. I'm actually using some of the compost that was in there, and I'm also using some of this old compost here that's just come out from the old canna pot. I'm going to add some new to it, offer it up. Now what I want to try and do is to get these shoots here, these main ones here, more or less to the center of the pot. So it might seem a little bit lopsided for now. One Tropicana or one Canna Tropicana all repotted off. I'll give that a good water and then I'll find somewhere for it to go. Right, let's put that to one side. Right, I don't have another large plastic pot, so what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to split it again and then put it into these two plastic pots. So down onto the deck. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we started off with one canna that was too big for its pot. I chopped it in half and I put the larger half in this pot here, and then I chopped up the remaining half, and a bit went in there and a bit went in there. So out of one plant we got 3 new plants. Hello and welcome back to the video. What I'm going to do today is split off these 4 pups here. Now there is a little teeny weeny one there. I'm not sure whether that one would actually survive, but we'll give it a go anyway. Now these 2 plants here, these 2 banana plants here, were pups last year. Now the banana in the middle is actually is dead. Now if we didn't take that out, that would just rot away and become all sort of messy and slimy. So what we've got to do is to get the knife and literally cut the plant in half, and to release these 3 pups on this side, what I've got to do now, I know there's roots in the bottom there or else they wouldn't be growing, but what I'm trying to do is cut them at about this angle and take a little bit of the parent plant as well. Now, I'm not feeling much resistance there, just a few roots, and as I come across to here, this is where I can feel it now going through the parent banana, if you will. Now I won't know until I get the plants out how much roots are on them and whether or not I need to keep a bit of the parent plant with it. Very similar to something like a canna or a dahlia. You know, when you're taking a dahlia cutting, you know, the cutting have got some roots, but it's always nice to take a little bit of the parent plant as well. Now I can feel the knife there, it's gone right down to the bottom of the pot. Right, now I've got the fork here, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to push it down in and see if I can release or lift it. That's it, I've got it right down the bottom now. And eventually it comes through. So there we go, we've got some roots. That is where I've cut it off the the parent plant, and then we need to pop that straight into a pot. Right, I don't suppose the other two will be quite as difficult to get out. He said hopefully. That's the second one out. Again, a really good root system. Go into that pot there, and then this one. Now for these two on this side. As I said, this little small one here may not survive the operation because it is a little bit on the small side. And that's still attached to the main plant. There we go. That's the third one. Now, as I suspected, this is the very small one, and in the process of getting the one next to it out, I've actually cut through the stem, so that's not going to work. Right, let's get rid of the pot. 4 new pups, all planted on or transplanted into their individual pots. I'll give them a bit of water, wait for the compost to settle down a bit, top them up, and then we have 4 more banana plants. So really what I've done, I've created 4 new plants from one old one, and essentially this is just plants for free. Basically, it's the same process as splitting up a dahlia, splitting off a small bulblet from a tulip or something like that, or collecting seeds or taking a cutting. And what you're doing is you're creating new plants from your existing plants, and they've cost you absolutely nothing except for a couple of handfuls of compost. So there we go. Now, if you grow bananas and you split them up, or if you grow cannas and do the same with cannas, let me know in the comments below which sort of varieties you have, and which are your favourites. I think it might be nice to hear from you. I just absolutely love bananas and cannas, there's no doubt about it, and I just can't get enough of them. So if you're the same, put some comments down below, and let's start a conversation. Now this banana here presents an entirely different problem whatsoever, because these 2 main banana stems here are not exactly dead. They're still putting out shoots, but they don't look attractive, they don't look very nice, and to be perfectly honest, there's 2 perfectly good pups right at the back of the pot, which is what I'm going to try and get at now. So what I'm going to do today is to take it out of this pot, cut off these 2 pups at the back and then pot them up, and then see where we are with these 2. And what I might do is I might just split them in half, and then not quite the delicate operation on the last pot, so I'm just going to have to get it down on the floor, pull it out, and then separate the 2 pups. It's not going to be pretty, but it's something that I feel that I've got to do at the moment. So I get my foot there, and then, well, that came out a bit easier than I thought. A lot easier than I thought. Right. Now let's see if I can Two separate pups, so I'll just put the knife between the two of them. Stay upright. Right, I'll sort that out later. So here we go. Two brand new banana plants, two brand new pups. Right, so here we are back at the table. Now, because these two pups here have got such a really good root system, what I don't particularly want to do is to chop that off. So I've got myself a couple of fairly deep pots here, and they just go in just nicely. First of all, I just need to put a little bit of compost into the bottom. That's it, a handful of compost in the bottom. The whole root system there, you can see where it came off the parent plant, and then in it goes. It's just about level with the top. It's about as high as I want it. And then just top it up with some compost. There we go, and the second one, lovely root system, and then you can see there where it was cut off from the main stem. So there we go, two more pups and two more bananas for the collection. Now, they came out a lot easier than I thought. To be perfectly honest with you, I thought that that banana in the big pot there was going to be a lot harder than that. I was even thinking about getting the spade out to it, but no, I'm very pleased with that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new bananas for just a couple of hours work. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please leave a like and a comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And if you'd like to know when the next video comes out, hit the notification bell, and we'll let you know. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.